Hi, first graders. Welcome back. This is week 6, day 1. For today's lesson, all you need is your thinking cap and your listening ears. We're going to start with a verb vocabulary game. We played this game in week 5. Let's remind ourselves what a verb is. A verb is a word that shows action. Oftentimes, we can act out a verb. For example, stand up for me. Show me how you would jump. Jump. Good. Now, can you hop on one foot? Hop. Good job. Those are verbs. Now that we have reviewed what a verb is, an action word, let's play a game. I'm going to put a circle full of verbs on the screen. We will spin a spinner, and whatever verb it lands on, we're going to act out. Because it's just you and I playing, it'll be easy to take turns. But if you're playing with a friend, remember that you can show respect to one another by taking turns and choosing someone who hasn't gone yet, or letting them go next. Let's play the game. We landed on take. Read that verb with me. Take. Can you act out that word by pretending to take something? Good job. Let's spin it again. We got peck. All right, act like a bird and show me how you would peck at something. Good job. What body part does a bird use in order to peck? That's right. Birds use their beaks when they want to peck. Now that we've warmed up our brains, let's look at our learning targets for today. We only have one target. I can research information about different types of bird beaks using the text Beaks. There's a picture of our text. As you and I dive into this text, Beaks, we're going to be researching information about different types of beaks. Let's start our research by thinking about the question in red at the bottom of the screen. The question says, how do birds use their beaks to survive? This is our Unit 2 guiding question. Are you ready to research in order to answer this question and learn more about beaks? We're going to start on page 5. The words are small on this page, but try to read along with me. Long beaks probe. Hummingbirds. Long, thin bills help hummingbirds reach the energy-rich nectar they need to survive. Different bills fit different types of flowers. The white-tipped sicklebill hummingbird inserts its long, curved bill into the opening of the Helconia flower. With its long tube-like tongue, the bird drinks up the Helconia sweet syrup and then zooms away to the next flower. Wow! Look closely at that beak. What does this bird's beak look like? I heard some good adjectives in the text. What does the bird's beak look like? That's right. This beak looks long, thin, and right here there's a little bit of a curve, right? And what type of beaks does this heading describe? It describes long beaks. That's right. Now, in our text, it also shared with us the name of this bird. What is the name of this bird? A hummingbird. Thank you for sharing that close observation. The hummingbird's long, thin, curved beak reaches into that flower to drink up that sweet syrup. That's how this bird uses its beak to survive. Let's look at the next page. Wow. Try to read along with me. Hooked beaks tear. Eagles. Eagles and other birds of prey are hunters, and their beaks are designed to help them eat flesh. Bald eagles feed mostly on fish. They fly low over a lake or stream and snatch their prey with their long talons. An eagle takes its fish to a perch or nest. Then the bird uses its sharp hooked beak to strip away the fish's scaly skin and pick the meat off its bones. Wow, that is interesting. So this bird is using its beak and its talons. Talons are sort of like nails. Look at the eagle's feet in the corner of the page. You can see the eagle's black talons. After the eagle swoops down to get its prey, it takes its prey to a perch. That means to sit on a twig or a branch. While looking at this page, what does this bird's beak look like? What does this bird's beak look like? Yes, this bird has a hooked, sharp beak, and it's yellow. Good observation. And what types of beaks do these headings describe? There's two headings here. The first one describes hooked beaks, right? You can look at the eagle and see that little hook right here. And what bird is this? I just said it. That's right, this is an eagle. Let's keep reading. This bird is a woodpecker. Our heading says, or sturdy and strong. Woodpeckers use their sturdy, pointed beaks to pound, drill, and tear into wood as they search for insects. Some, such as the acorn woodpecker, chip away holes where they store acorns and seeds. Fortunately, a woodpecker's skull is reinforced with extra thick bone. This keeps the bird from getting brain damage while it's woodpecking away. What does this bird's beak look like? That's right, this bird has a small, pointy black beak. Its beak sort of reminds me of tweezers or scissors. What types of beaks do these headings describe? Sturdy and strong beaks. Those are much better adjectives than small or pointy. And tell me, what bird is on this page? That's right, this is a woodpecker. You'll notice the chart from week 5 over here in the corner. We started this chart so that we could keep up with how birds use their beaks to survive. The first bird that we added was the red macaw. We decided that we could describe the beak as heavy, and that this bird uses its beak to eat fruit or crack seeds. Nod your head if you remember that. I'm thinking that today, since we learned about 3 new birds, the hummingbird, the eagle, and the woodpecker, we could add those birds to this chart, couldn't we? And we could describe their beaks, telling how they use their beak to survive. Before we get into that, there were some words that I'd like for us to review and add to our word wall. The first word is talon. Read that word with me. Talon. Remember, the talons are the nails at the end of the feet that help some birds eat their prey or grip on to things. We also learn the word perch. Read that word with me. Perch. Perch means to sit up on a branch. Good job. You can see that we've added the words talon and perch to our bird word wall. Look how full our word wall is and our shelves of text. Let's prepare for independent work. Looking back at this chart that we just discussed, you'll see that there's 3 rows that are open. 1, 2, and 3. While you don't have this at home, what you can do is you can listen to our text again, stopping along the way to think about how we would add the hummingbird, the eagle, and the woodpecker. During our next lesson together, you're going to help me go back and fill this chart in. So it's important that today you listen closely to the text. Listen to the read aloud. Stop on pages 3, 5, and 9. When paused on these pages, think about what we could add to our Beak notes chart. Be prepared to discuss your Beak research on day 3. On day 3, we will go back together and we'll fill in this chart. So today, you are simply listening to the text. And if you can, stop on pages 3, 5, and 9 to think about how those birds use their beaks to survive. That should be easy because we have already done that together and thought about how those birds use their beaks. Are you ready to listen to the text Beaks?
Beaks by Sneed B. Collard III. Illustrated by Robin Brickman. Birds use beaks to get food, but not all beaks work the same. Small beaks peck. Song sparrows. Sparrows hop along like little kangaroos, pecking at things that look tasty. Their favorite food is dry seeds. When they find a seed, the sparrows use their short, cone-shaped beaks to crack the husk and swallow the seed. Sparrows can move their upper and lower bills from side to side. This helps them handle even tiny seeds without dropping them. Heavy beaks crush. Macaws. Like sparrows, many macaws eat seeds. Unlike sparrows, macaws eat very big seeds. With its heavy, sharp beak, the scarlet macaw cuts through the fleshy green fruit of an Indian almond tree. When the macaw reaches the hard nut, it crushes it and gulps down the nutritious seed inside. With such powerful beaks, macaws are able to dine on seeds that other rainforest birds can only dream about. Long beaks probe. Hummingbirds. Long, thin bills help hummingbirds reach the energy-rich nectar they need to survive. Different bills fit different shapes of flowers. The white-tipped sickle-bill hummingbird inserts its long, curved bill into the opening of the heliconia flower. With its long, tube-like tongue, the bird drinks up the heliconia sweet syrup and then zooms away to the next flower. Hooked beaks tear. Eagles. Eagles and other birds of prey are hunters, and their beaks are designed to help them eat flesh. Bald eagles feed mostly on fish. They fly low over a lake or stream and snatch their prey with their long talons. An eagle takes its fish to a perch or nest. Then the bird uses its sharp, hooked beak to strip away the fish's scaly skin and pick the meat off its bones. Or sturdy and strong. Woodpeckers. Woodpeckers use their sturdy pointed beaks to pound, drill, and tear into wood as they search for insects. Some, such as the acorn woodpecker, chip away holes where they store acorns and seeds. Fortunately, a woodpecker's skull is reinforced with extra thick bone. This keeps the bird from getting brain damage while it is woodpecking away. Beaks are even made upside down. Flamingos. A flamingo's beak looks ridiculous until you see how the flamingo eats. Flamingos feed with their heads upside down. Standing in shallow lakes and marshes, they draw water through their beaks by using their muscular tongues as pumps. Special strainers in the beak filter out the tiny plants and animals that the flamingo eats. Pigments in these foods give flamingos their bright, dizzying colors. A skimming beak. Skimmers. Like the flamingo's beak, a skimmer's beak looks like an accident. The bottom bill is longer than the top. The skimmer puts its backward beak to good use. To hunt, the bird flies with its lower bill slicing below the water's surface. When it strikes a fish, the bird snaps its beak shut, trapping the fish in a scissor-like grip. In this way, skimmers can catch fish without even getting wet. A swishing beak. Spoonbills. Spoonbills have flat, paddle-shaped beaks. To find food, spoonbills wade into shallow water and swish their open beaks back and forth. At the same time, the birds use their feet to stir up mud and the animals in it. Like skimmers, they hunt by touch, snapping their beaks closed on insects, fish, and other prey. Hunting in groups probably helps spoonbills stir up more food than hunting alone. A stabbing beak. Herons. A heron also wades, but it hunts differently than a spoonbill. A heron walks slowly through the shallows, pausing frequently to study the water. When it sees a fish or other animal, the heron quickly stabs its beak into the water and seizes its prey between its bills. Herons are strong birds and can catch and swallow surprisingly large fish and other animals. A plunging beak. Pelicans. A pelican fishing is one of nature's most thrilling spectacles. When a pelican spots a fish, The bird folds its wings and dives straight down at speeds of up to 40 miles per hour. As the pelican crashes open-mouthed into the water, the pouch of its lower bill puffs out to net its prey. After the water drains from the pouch, the pelican swallows its meal, but only if a sneaky seagull doesn't steal it first. A prying beak. Crossbills. A crossbill looks like it would starve to death with its screwball beak. However, the cross tips of its beak allow the bird to pry apart the scales of pine cones and other cones. This exposes the cone's seeds, which the crossbill laps up with its sticky tongue. Despite their strange beaks, crossbills also eat fruit, insects, and the seeds of other plants.
Now that you've listened to that read aloud, and hopefully you were able to pause the video on pages 3, 5, and 9 to help you think about how those birds use their beaks so that we could add it to our chart. We'll work on this chart together in our next lesson. For now, let's look at our learning target to make sure that we reached it. I can research information about different types of bird beaks using the text Beaks. And that's exactly what we did. We used this text stopping on page 3, 5, and 9, thinking about how hummingbirds, eagles, and woodpeckers use their beaks in different ways to survive. Well done, researchers. I will see you next time. Bye, friends.